What's up? It's Big Mick with Therapy Dudes, and today we're going to do a week 3 recap, so let's go. Starting off with day 1, we are going with Old Faithful here. If you haven't noticed, every Monday has been burpees, push-ups, and some sort of ball activity, squat thrusts, ball slams, something to that nature. So here I was going to try to be a little quieter with the ball slams because we're all on the second floor. But you know what? We just got after it and said, we're just going to do them, okay? So we did the regular ball slams. We threw in a BOSU for the push-ups. That causes you to fight a little bit, wobbling each way. It's going to work on some shoulder stability while you're doing your push-ups. It makes it a little bit more difficult because we have to start progressing things, okay? So we did those and the burpees. Ball slams, BOSU push-ups, burpees. Done. Okay, we move on to our next circuit, and that is going to be our battle ropes, step-ups, alternating legs, and dips. Okay, don't come at me about the dips. Okay, my dips are terrible, but I do like doing some battle rope. In the afternoon, we came downstairs. We did some sled pushes and some box jumps, and I want to point out here I got sloppy with my technique. And I ended up pulling my right calf muscle, and it hurt like a mofo. It wasn't a massive tear or anything. I still ended up going back to work, walked it off. The more I walked, it hurt. I did wrap some ice on it later in the day, and I propped it up. Later that night, I iced it again, and I just made sure that I walked on it, trying to accentuate a good gait pattern, not cause any compensations. And guess what? It got better. One thing that we talk about here, you may not pick up on, but we say not expecting to have to pick someone up. We do work in a hospital, and there's such a thing as a code 6. That is where they are asking for assistance, everyone to come in, because possibly somebody has fallen. Somebody may be on the floor. Somebody may need a lot of help getting up. And there was an individual that was on the floor, and we were able to assist them. That's just part of being in a hospital. You never know when you're going to get called in to do something. And that was it for day 1. It was a very, very busy day 1. Okay, very eventful day 1. Let's move on to day 2. So for day 2, we're going to ramp it up a little bit with the weight. We're going heavy here. So we started off with some heavy dumbbell bench press. These are hundreds. Now, I wasn't the most comfortable doing this, but it pushed me out of my comfort zone, and I'm glad that I attempted it because I was able to do it in the workout. So we did the dumbbell bench press heavy. We did a little bit heavier lateral raises, focusing on form. Let's move on to the second circuit. Now, the second circuit was really easy and efficient because there were 3 machines that focused on each of the things we wanted to hit. So we had the pec deck, which is really going to accentuate the adduction portion of the pec muscle. Then we hit the shoulder press machine. Then we went over to the tricep extension machine. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of these machines. Yes, it is good for isolating the triceps, but I don't like the pad, the motion. I'd rather have a cable and do some type of free arm stuff. But that's what we had, that's what we did, and it works, okay? I'm not downing that. I just don't like it personally. Once we got done with that circuit, we moved on to doing some incline dumbbell flies with some rear delt flies. To finish out the workout, we did some more cable presses with some dips. That was day 2. Let's move on to day 3. Now we're looking at day 3. We're going back to the turf for this one. So we've got squats with the ball toss overs, lateral lunges or regular lunges. I didn't feel like doing regular lunges because my leg hurt. Lateral lunges didn't really involve my calf as much as a regular lunge. So that's what I did. We also had the sled pulls, which I ended up doing later on in the workout. Once we finished up with a few rounds of that, we moved on to some other exercises, including bear crawls. Now, fun fact, when I was in junior high football, my first year, I just about quit football for good, just because bear crawls were difficult. We did plate presses kind of at an angle, that way you're going to involve your chest and your shoulders. And then just some type of abs. Brent ended up doing bicycles. I did alternating toe reaches. Just something to engage the core. Okay, let's move on to day 4. If you watched the recaps or any of the videos last week, it's going to be pretty much the same exact workout. We're just doing heavier weights here. So no need to talk about any of these exercises. We've already hit them before. We've got biceps, back, and traps. Anytime we do traps, we really want to do not just a shrug or a retraction. We want to do a combination of the two, so shrugging up and retracting at the same time. That's really going to give you that height, depth, and thickness of the traps. We did go heavier on all of them, but talking about the bicep curls, look, know your limits, okay? Biceps aren't one of those that need to be strained with too much weight. I've seen a lot of bad things happen with bicep tendon tears. Like Brent and I, we both know that we could do that, and we did it, and we were okay. But I've seen a lot of people that try to do more weight, and it has caused them some real serious injuries. It takes a lot of time for them to heal. You have to go through surgery to have it repaired, and then more than likely you're not going to be able to do that again. If you start to feel like real good strain, it's not just a muscle soreness or the muscle pump, it's feeling like really good fiber tearing, it's time to stop, okay? If you're feeling it in your elbows, it's time to stop, okay? Just a warning. Now that the dad talk is over, let's move on to day 5. Ha! I tricked you. We don't have a day 5. No. And the reason for that being is this landed on Good Friday. Now, Brent worked Good Friday. He did a workout before work. I wasn't here because I was not in town. So he ended up doing the workout while I was gone. But I will make it up. I promise you, I'll make it up. All right, that's going to be it for this week's recap. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Follow along with the workouts. It's going to be really good for you, okay? You're going to see a lot of muscle growth. You're going to see a lot of endurance growth. So subscribe to the channel. Follow the exercises. Make sure that you hit the notification button because we're posting things all the time, okay? You'll have a good rest of your day. Get ready for next week because it's going to be fun.